You have been turning for hours, carefully sanding your project, and you're finally ready to apply finish. Then, as soon as the finish penetrates the wood surface, bang! You see tear out or ridges on the surface. We have all been there. So let's look at a two-step process to help deal with this problem. I ran across this question the other day in a Facebook forum, and it was asking about how to deal with sanding. How do you sand to get rid of the ridges and valleys that sometimes pop up in our work? A lot of times this will also be tear out from our tools. So you can see this bowl, this project that I've got. Hopefully you can see this in the camera, but there's some tear out marks in here and some of those ridges and valleys. It's easier to feel than it is to see. And then I've got another one, another finished project that kind of had the same problem where I had some tear out here on both sides. So how do we deal with this to make sure not only does our project feel smooth, but it looks smooth once we've applied finish? Today I'm going to take you through the two steps that I like to use to try to help eliminate this problem. Before I get into the two steps I normally take, one thing that we can do to help ourselves is when we're making our final cuts on both the inside and outside of the bowl with our bowl gouge or whatever tool we're using, clean cuts with that tool goes a long way. So a bevel supported cut, a lot of times we can come in here and get a nice bevel supported cut. Normally, and if you've seen any of my other videos, and I did this bowl the same way, I use my bowl gouge to get down to about here, and then I used a scraper to do the rest. So when I'm using the scraper, I'm normally going to have some tear out. So how do we eliminate that tear out and those ridges? This is the question of the day. So what I like to do before I start sanding is to use a negative rake scraper just to come through and help remove some of the tear out and just kind of finish some of that surface. So this is a negative rake scraper that I made out of a 1-inch round scraper. And you can see I've got it sharpened to a point on both sides. So it's about a 60-degree angle that comes together in about the middle. The reason I grind it this way is I can use it, I'm going to use it here on the inside of the bowl, just like a bowl scraper. But by sharpening the other side as well, it's also easy I can use both sides of the tool. So let's take a quick look at using the negative rake scraper, what that looks like here on the inside of this bowl. Before smoothing out this bowl, I did put shellac on the bowl. What I'm hoping that it'll make the little lines and tear out and stuff a little bit easier to see. But we're going to kick this on. We're going to use the negative rake scraper, and we're just going to make a really light pass from the bottom of the bowl out here to the rim. Now with this tool, these are the shavings that I'm looking for, just really light, wispy shavings. That's all I'm looking for here. I'm not looking to take off really any material, or not much material. I've got to be careful when I get out here to the edge, even using the negative rake scraper. It's been a few minutes since I turned this outside edge, even though this is a dry ash blank that I started with. When I get out here, I'm going to get some noise and vibration as I approach that right there. So that's gotten rid of some of our problems, not all of them yet, but we're getting closer. So this does help get rid of some of the radial marks, tear out that we get when we're turning our bowl. Now I normally use that negative rake scraper, but another option, if you're using the Easy Wood Tools setup, they do make negative rake cutter heads. So you can see, hopefully you can see in the camera, that cutter head right here on the top is ground down just a little bit, and that's what gives it its negative rake. You can get these in both the round and the square cutters for the rougher. So this is another way to use a negative rake scraper. If you don't want to make your own tool out of another scraper and you're already using the Easy Wood Tools carbide cutters, grab these negative rake scrapers. They are great. These are also great on acrylics if you're doing pin turning and other projects like that. Just gives us a chance to smooth out that surface before we start sanding. That's the key, is we're going to do this before we start sanding. So a couple passes with the negative rake scraper has given us a much smoother surface here on the inside of our bowl. So let's address the outside, because on this bowl the outside's not in good shape either. All right, now we're going to use our negative rake scraper on the exterior of the bowl. This one's in rough shape, so this will help get some of the tool marks off of here as well. This is the advantage with this tool. I went over to and I resharpened it to get the burr on the other side, so I can change the orientation of my tool here on the outside of the bowl. I did the same thing on the outside. I have used a little shellac. So we've got the outside of the bowl and inside smoothed out pretty well. We can also use the Easy Wood tools. That negative rake scraper will do the same thing here on the outside. But the first step that I like to take to help get rid of the tear out and a lot of the tool marks and problems, instead of relying on sanding alone, is to start with the negative rake scraper. Of course, no one loves sanding, but that is step 2 of the process. Now, I use power sanding on most bowls and things at the lathe to kind of speed up that process. I like to use this air-powered die grinder, but you can use a drill, maybe even an angle grinder. But I do have a quick connect fitting here in the chuck of the die grinder. That allows me to quickly and easily just change grits and get through the process pretty quickly. I also slow down the lathe to about 325 RPMs, and I run it in reverse to try to gather as much of that dust in the dust collector as I can. So let's go ahead and kick this on and get some of the sanding done. Normally I will normally use or work through grits from 100 grit up to 220 or 320 depending on the project and my finish. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and kick all this stuff on. We're going to make a ton of noise. We've got our sanding all wrapped up, and hopefully you can see the inside of the bowl's in good shape. So is the outside. We've gotten rid of all those problem areas with our 2-step process. So that is using our negative rake scraper to kind of get rid of or to help refine the surface before we start sanding, and using power sanding when we're sanding. You can see a couple of examples here, some finished pieces I've done here recently that are in really pretty good shape. We don't have a lot of tool marks and tear out, and those radial marks are pretty well gone. If you want to learn more about getting clean cuts with bevel supported cuts, check out this video right here, and I'll see you there.